First of all, let me preface this with I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not some fancy schmancy fellow that's trying to get you to hire me for my expertise. Josh Brandon Voiceovers is always accepting new clients, and if you've got a voice project that you need a voiceover for, whatever that project is, reach out to me, Josh Brandon Voiceovers at gmail.com, and I will be glad to work with you and see how we can help each other. But other than that, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not even here to sell you that at this point. I just have something on my mind that I've talked to a few people about over the course of the last few weeks, and I want to get out here. I've been thinking about this morning. I realized that this is something that's gnawed at me for a long time, years actually, but I want to get this message across to you today. I have spent 20 plus years in broadcasting between radio, television. I've been an entertainer, an actor, performer, stand-up comic, all these things I've done over the course of my adult life. And another few years I spent there in the automotive retail business. And I've been a voice artist and a voice actor for as long as I've been talking professionally. So that's a lot of years. And as a voice artist, even though I've been doing this for a long time, and even though I've done every imaginable kind of project, I still need coaching. I still need somebody objective in my corner to whisper in my ear sometimes and say, hey man, I listened to that and I just didn't feel the passion. I didn't feel your heart in that. And you need to punch this word more. You need to kind of do that. You need coaching. You need that sort of direction. Michael Jordan did not stop being coached. No matter how many MVPs, no matter how much winning he did, no matter how many championships, game-winning shots, no matter how great Jordan got, he always took coaching. He was always working on his craft. And of course, that's an example you've heard a lot, but all the greats do that. That's what separates them from the folks who are just kind of mediocre going through life. I was a talent coach for a lot of years. Not only just my own staff when I was programming and going through that, I would air check my staff, but I had a group of people, friends, colleagues, that respected each other. We all did, and they would send me audio of themselves or their air talents, and I would go through and I would listen to that, and I would air check them, and I would critique them, and I would coach them through some of the things that I had learned through the course of my career. And I really enjoyed doing that. Many of these friends, the air talent, just kind of lamented to me that, their boss always seems so busy. They couldn't get their program director, their market manager, whatever, to give them the time to air check them. These were employees that were hungry for knowledge. They wanted to be better, and they just couldn't get the attention that they deserved. And I was blessed to have worked for some really talented people who took that time with me. And I always wanted to make it a point to take that time with other people as well. I worked for some incredibly talented, gifted, and wonderful people in the car business. But the car business is another one of those that's sink or swim. I saw a lot of talented people come and go. Training was always an issue. It's one of those things where, hey, I spot some talent. Let's bring you in. If you can sell, you can sell. And if you can't, you go somewhere else and find somebody else. And it's nothing personal. It's high pressure. It's high pacing. And there's just not a lot of time. That's actually the biggest thing. It wasn't that we didn't have the people who could train. It wasn't that we didn't have people who wanted to be trained. There was a plethora of information to try to train people on. But it was trying to find the time to train. And I know a lot of you broadcast professionals understand those pressures as well as staffs shrink and you take on more and more and more. I encourage you, whether you're managing a grocery store, an insurance office, a car dealership, a radio, television station, or even if you work from home like I do, don't find the time to improve, okay? If you're looking for the time to improve, you'll never find it. There will always be something else to do. I'm going to ask you to invest the time to improve. Invest in your staff. And not only that, invest in yourself. And if you don't have anybody above you, a lot of the people that would reach out to me and send me air checks back when I was in broadcasting, they weren't air talent. A lot of these people were program directors who air checked their talent pretty frequently, but they didn't have anybody objective to air check them, to critique them, to coach them. And so that's where they would send to me and say, hey man, would you listen to this and give me your honest thoughts? What I'm here for is to tell you that we're all the same. It's easy to slip into the doldrums. You fall into a routine, but professional development is something that we all need more of. It doesn't matter what we do. The greatest at whatever each of us does, they all have one thing in common. They accept mentoring, they seek out improvement, and they thirst for more information. They never stop learning, and that's what separates them. Now, specifically for my radio friends out there, chances are you've got a part-timer who wants to move past that board op position, that they want to get more experience than they're getting. And you're just kind of not sure if you want to let them crack a mic, or you're not sure if you really want them to fill in for the full-timer. Yet, the only way they're ever going to get better is you, the person that's listening to this right now. So I can tell you that the difference in my career and in my life was men and women who took the time to pull me aside for an hour a week, sometimes more when I needed it, and believe me, I did, and invested in me to be better. They invested in me to make me a better air talent, to make me a better program director, to make me a better employee, to make me better, period. Part of being a great manager, a great leader of men and women, is being able to spot talent. But above and beyond that, part of being that next level, not just being a manager, but being a leader, is not only being able to spot talent, but being able to nurture that talent, to be able to take that raw talent and mold it into something that is brilliant. And I know a lot of folks out there have that ability. I'm encouraging you to ask yourself some pretty hard questions, okay? Because people ask me all the time. They say, Josh, why are you pursuing a master's degree in teaching and doing this voiceover business and all these other things that you do? Well, because I love voiceovers. I love voice work. I'm passionate about it. I'm also passionate about making other people better. And I feel like through teaching, I can guide and lead these children towards their goals and their dreams just the same way I've tried to do my entire career as a program director in radio. Let me tell you, as a manager, as a program director, as a market manager, I want to ask you, be honest with me and be honest with yourself. Can you say that you truly invest as much time bettering your staff and bettering yourself as you should? And if your answer is anything shy of absolutely, Josh, I'm going to ask you why not. I'm going to ask you what's holding you back. You got to break down those barricades, man. You got to build a more talented industry. Whatever your talented industry should be, you need to build a more talented industry. Whether it's car dealerships or radio or whatever it is you work in, let's work to make those industries filled with talented, passionate people who take pride in their work. Nurses, janitors, drivers, customer service reps, radio personalities, salespeople, whatever it is. Let's fill these people with passion and drive that only make you better. And think of it like this. As a leader and as a manager, everybody below you on the hierarchy depends on you, just like you depend on everybody above you and below you. So if they're dependent on you, set the example. Make them better. So I'm not selling a product. I don't have some sort of fancy schmancy thing here. I'm not really even selling my time. I'm just in my studio banging out a couple of projects and had this on my mind and wanted to reach out and say this. So if you're interested in what I'm saying and you want a fresh take on how to coach your talent, or maybe you've got an air talent that you just can't get over that hump and you want an objective ear on it. Maybe you want some ideas and kind of brainstorm on how to grow your business. Not selling you anything. I'm actually just offering my time. Email me at joshbrandonvoiceovers@gmail.com. Then again, like I said, I'm not selling you anything. So just trying to share some knowledge. I have been blessed to work with some very talented and brilliant people, and I want to try to help you be better and find the time to invest the time to make your talent better.